Today on Twitter, Donald Trump congratulated Conor McGregor on his recent victory over Cowboy Cerrone. It started with Trump tweeting, "It was exactly 3 years ago today, January 20th, 2017, that I was sworn into office. So appropriate that today is also Martin Luther King Jr. Day. African American unemployment is the lowest in the history of our country by far. Also, best poverty, youth, and employment numbers ever. Great." Conor McGregor responded saying, "Phenomenal president, quite possibly the USA GOAT. Most certainly one of them anyway, as he sits atop the shoulders of many amazing giants that came before him. No easy feat. Early stages of term also. Incredible. Congrats and happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, America." Donald Trump replied to Conor saying, "Congratulations on your big UFC win." After UFC 246, there has been a lot of questions as for what's next for Conor McGregor. Many people say they want Conor to fight Jorge Masvidal, but in an interview with Ariel Helwani recently, Masvidal said that he would take more pleasure in breaking Kamaru Usman's face.
"I would take a lot more pleasure in dismantling Usman's face than I would Conor's. I would have a sincere joy inside of me, like a kid on Christmas opening numerous gifts if Usman was the dude that I got to baptize."
Jorge's manager tweeted, "Looks like Usman is out indefinitely with another injury. Conor is ready to go. Jorge is ready to go. Interim title for 170. Kamaru Usman has responded saying, "Who's out indefinitely?" He followed up with, "For all you real fans out there that know what's up, Game Bred Fighter is doing everything possible to avoid taking this L. Dana White has spoken, so you could shut the fuck up and take this ass whooping like the journeyman you are, and then you could go fight Conor. Hashtag once a bum, always a bum." Kevin Lee on Ariel Helwani's MMA show goes on a huge rant on the top UFC fighters. Lee calls Khabib, Tony, Jorge, and Conor McGregor whack, but he says that Israel Adesanya is the only one that has impressed him.
I didn't realize we was doing tune-up fights and, all this little fake shit. And, Jorge Masvidal is all of a sudden, he's the top guy. And I mean, he's doing like the fakest, wackest shit out here. All these dudes to me, like I said, I ain't been impressed with nobody for a minute. Maybe Israel Adesanya, he's the only one that's been impressive. But Khabib, whack. Tony Ferguson, whack. Conor McGregor, whack. Jorge, they all whack to me. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm on a different wavelength. Yeah, I'm a little annoyed. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But I'm gonna carry this all the way through the camp, and I'm gonna make sure that I take it out on Charles on March 14th. That's my only focus. Like, the rest of this shit can all come and go. That's my only focus.
Dana White, after UFC 246, explains why Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal is not the fight to make. He says that the fight to make is Conor versus Khabib too. He told media if Conor and Masvidal fight, neither one of them even have a title, although Conor does want his BMF title. But he doesn't have a world championship, so Khabib is the fight to make. It's huge for Khabib's legacy too. I mean, if he beats Conor McGregor, then he beats Tony Ferguson, then he beats Conor McGregor again. This is how this kid, when he retires, he's 30-something and 0, and he's beat all the best. Me, you, and everybody else knows that's the fight to make. That's the fight. The other fight is Masvidal versus Usman. At UFC 246, Raquel Pennington was defeated by Holm via unanimous decision. After the fight, Raquel posted this to her Instagram. In the caption, she wrote, "Well, it was not the fight I wanted after waiting 5 years. I wanted to fight, not be hugged the whole time, but that's the fight game for you. Regardless, I'm always thankful for my team, coaches, fiance, family, friends, and true fans." Here's what Holm had to say about the fight on Ariel Helwani's MMA show.
I mean, I always want to just be more devastating. I want to let more go all the time, but I know that you can make a fight look really, really kind of scrappy and just you can make a dog fight out of things, and we were able to make it a clean fight, a clean win, so that's always a good thing, but I just wanted to do more in the position that I was in, and I just, it leaves more for me to keep working on for next time. I feel like it was a little bit different. I didn't feel like I was in the same fight, but I definitely felt like she was really waiting to counter a lot, and I still should just let my punches go. I didn't ever feel threatened or in a bad position in the whole fight. And whenever I feel like that, it's like, well, I should have been kind of just letting a little bit of everything go. I know in the last round I was kind of trying to break out of the clinch a little bit. I know we were in the clinch most of the fight. And, I mean, it's not really how I thought the fight would go, but it is what it is, and I know that it's no doubt, like, it's a clean victory, but I always want more, that's all. I would have been fine with it either way. If they would have broken it up, I just always take it on myself, so I should have been the one kind of just engaging a little more and letting more strikes go. being in a dominant position, I should have been more devastating in the dominant position. So, yeah, if it would have broken us up, I wouldn't have been upset about it, I would have just kept fighting.
Dustin Poirier posts some new training footage to his Instagram. Israel Adesanya reacts to Conor McGregor's victory over Donald Cerrone. Israel says that the shoulder strikes were gangster. He told ESPN it was great. I loved it. I appreciated the way he played the game. I loved the shoulder strikes. That was gangster. I liked the head kick. That was sick. It was real slick. I'm a big fan. Obviously, his management team is my management team, so it's good. It's a good win for us because when he wins, I win. When I win, he wins. It's good for us because we get to claim a lot of the chips on the table. Here's what Michael Bisping had to say about Conor versus Cowboy.
Hey, listen, he did what he needed to do, and he did it in style. You can't hate on him. Cerrone, I think when he watches that back, he's not going to be overly proud of that performance. But Cerrone was in a tough spot, obviously coming back off two stoppages, a nasty knockout against Gagey, and then getting TKO'd against Ferguson. Mentally, that's very hard. So that was always a tough problem for him. But McGregor went out there, he looked electric, got it done in style, so well done to him, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the next fight will be. I agree. You can shoulder barge me in the face all day long and I will not feel a damn thing, okay? And I said this on the post-fight show. Shoulder strikes are an annoyance, okay? They're not a lethal blow, and I don't want to hear any crap about, oh man, but he was training those, and the torque that he gets in his shoulder strikes are unlike any other shoulder strikes known to man. No, that is not the case. Shoulder strikes, when somebody does that, it's like, come on, can you stop shouldering me in the face because it doesn't hurt? It's like when they stamp on your toe, or like they give a little hammer fist to the thigh. So hey, listen, it was creative, it was inventive, and that's all was available to McGregor in that moment. He did well, he did good. Listen, everybody loves Donald Cerrone. He's a legend of the sport, and what he's done inside the octagon is legendary. It really is. But 3 stoppage losses in a row now, so I don't think he's going to get a fight anywhere near as big as what he had at the weekend. And the comparison you were making, as I said, same thing people used to say to me, good fighter can't win the big one. So for when I fought Anderson Silva, I didn't know if I was ever going to get a title fight, so I looked at that as my title fight. It was against Anderson Silva. He's a legendary opponent in London, my nation's capital, so it was a big deal. So I left no stone unturned. I did everything I could to win that fight. And of course I won. That led to a title fight and then a great legendary run myself. So I think Donald, he could have done more. He could have done more, I think. But listen, it is what it is. There's 2 men in every fight, and you react to what happens. He got kicked in the face. He was probably days from there. What are you going to do?
Paul Felder reacts to Conor McGregor calling him out in his post-fight speech at UFC 246.
Crazy weekend, obviously, in Vegas for McGregor versus Cowboy. Bad night for my teammates, man, but that's the sport, Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but those guys got in there, they laid it on the line. Anthony Pettis taking on one of the biggest surging lightweights that's around right now, and Diego Ferreira. Macy taking on a veteran, and Roxanne Modafferi, tore her ACL, so just best wishes to Macy and Anthony. Hope everybody's okay. We're all back in Milwaukee today. I think Macy's still out at the PI getting worked on, but it's not going to stop us, man. We're going to get back to the grind, and there's ups and downs in this sport. And you saw Cowboy last night, a really old dear friend of mine. To see him lose like that, it was terrible. Conor looked fantastic. He's back, so we'll see what happens next. But it was a lot of fun. Stayed very busy out there working at the PI, getting worked on by all the staff over there at the Performance Institute. Thank you guys, and just a big thank you to all my coaches for keeping me super busy while I'm out there, even though I was working. And that's the last show until it's time to go in there and get it done. So 5 more weeks.
That's going to wrap it up for the news. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to Full Mount MMA on YouTube. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Jorge Masvidal and Conor McGregor. The first one's from David Luna, and it says, usually Masvidal is a smooth dude, but he looking like a desperate ex when it comes to Conor. Maybe Conor just has that effect on people. The second one's from Trap King Swag. It says, of course Masvidal is pissed off. He wanted a call out wearing Conor's robe and all. Then Conor ignores him and makes fun of him. He's more salty that he wasn't called called out if anything. Dude wants the money. And the final one's from JS, and it says it was just such a cringy fanboy move. I'm gonna wear his sweatshirt so he recognizes me. So awkward, oh my god. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next video, be sure to drop a comment down below on this one.